privilege for me to be here this afternoon and talk to you just a little bit about a favorite student of mine, Renee Dycus, because she was Harrington when I knew her first, and that just automatically comes out first. Renee was a student of mine at Arkansas High School in Texarkana. She was a good student, took lots of business courses, and received several awards. And I would like to take all the credit for that, but let me tell you, Renee had it all together before she ever got to me. Upon graduation that summer, the administrative office at Texarkana, Arkansas School District called me and said they had a job vacancy, and did I have someone that they would recommend for this vacancy. I immediately thought of Renee. I called her up, I gave her the address, and I said, Renee, you need to go apply for this job. And she got the job. They were kind enough to let her work and still attend college classes at Texarkana College. They just loved her. Years later, when Renee moved on, the administrative office would often tell me, we need another Renee. Ironically, some of the duties that she had when she worked in that office were working with timesheets and work schedules for JTPA students that Southwest Arkansas operated. Little did we know that that responsibility would open a door later on down the road. Years passed, she graduated from college, started on her career, and I retired from education. But that's not the end of the story. Our paths would cross again in a different capacity. I'm the mayor of a small community of Ogden, Arkansas, and we were in need of a fire station. Ours was beyond pitiful. And someone told me, you need to contact Southwest Arkansas Planning and Development. And so that's exactly what I did. You can imagine my surprise on that first meeting. In walked Renee. Except now she was not Renee Harrington, but she was Renee Dycus. And you can imagine her surprise when she found out I was the mayor instead of the educator. We had a role reversal. She became the teacher, and I became the student. She guided me step by step on how to obtain the funds to get a fire station, and we were very successful. She was always professional, knowledgeable, very personal. And little did I know that Ogden was one of the first projects that she had. But that's not the end of the story. A few days ago, an email popped up on my computer, and it was from Renee. And she was telling me about this award and asked if I would introduce her. I was elated and so excited that I was asked to do this. It is my privilege to introduce to you now every teacher's dream student and the Career Achievement Award recipient, Renee Dycus.
There was reason to my madness about asking Ms. Furlow to introduce me. Victoria is a very inspirational young woman. I was a 16-year-old shy high school graduate that had no idea what I wanted to do. I had not a clue. I didn't have pressure from my family. My daddy, all he said was either be a banker or a teacher and don't depend upon a man. Those two things. But as Ms. Furlow said, she did hand me a slip of paper with an address and said, be here, show up here. And I did get the job, and I was a business manager secretary, but also worked with the superintendent and worked with contracts for the teachers. I really learned about the school district, so I really learned a lot. But also, I learned those important skills that's not taught in school, and that's how to deal with different personalities. We had the Martha Johnsons of the world, who are the structured, I'm right, you're wrong attitude, and the Nell Browns of the world, and they're not here, I mean, they're in Texarkana. They're the office cut-ups and official pot stirrers. So I learned early how to deal with different personalities. One particular job I had was a timesheet that Ms. Furlow talked about. And I just happened to send that monthly to a place in Magnolia, Southwest Arkansas Planning and Development District, not knowing anything about it. And then I felt a need to move on, and so I moved on to SAU. And I saw an ad in the paper, and it was ironically Southwest Arkansas Planning and Development District, and I was able to get my foot in the door because of that job, because of Miss Furlow and that little slip of paper that got me there. And then, as she said, a year or so later, I worked for a fire station with her and really helped her out. So I give her credit for getting me where I am today. I'm not an ambitious person. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants girl. However, I do believe in Psalm 16:11, which says, thou wilt show me the path of life. Even though I didn't know at the time, I do believe that slip of paper was my path of life to here. I've not always stayed on that path, but every time I've had a detour, it's been a lifelong lesson learned and hopefully not repeated. There was one particular position that I had in the company that just things didn't go right. It was the financial management director. We had some personality issues, just a lot of things going on, and so I felt like a big failure. So I moved back to my previous position in community and economic development. But little did I know that about a month or so later that I would be practically on my doorstep giving a 10-week-old baby girl. And if I had kept that job, I would not have been able to raise her. So that's just how things have worked in my life. It was a blessing in disguise for me. But having that job, good or bad, still allowed me to learn the overall aspects of the entire organization, which helped me become executive director. One thing I've learned about myself is I'm not afraid to walk through open doors. I may hesitate and think about it for a while, but when my mind is made up, I'll walk through and I don't look back. But you can't accomplish anything without a good support system. I have a fantastic staff. They help me with my transition from co-worker to director, which is not always easy. They're always eager to do anything I ask. We are a team, and I thank them for their support. I have to travel a lot, and my parents, my family, and church family always help out when I need them, and I thank them for that. Now, behind every successful woman is a great house husband. And Daddy, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I do have to depend upon a man, because who else is going to cook, clean, and do laundry? Most days I come home to supper already on the table, and when I'm gone on a long trip, sometimes there's a hot bath waiting for me. He can take care of me. And I have a daughter that's very well adjusted. She likes it when I'm gone. She gets special attention from whoever's keeping her and taking care of her. She has the best of both worlds. I've also learned that you do live your life through your children. And I try not to pressure her, but Victoria, maybe my daughter, will be the second governor of the state of Arkansas. Little did I know, more recently, that I would be asked by the Austin Regional Office Director to attend a dinner with the new Secretary of the Department of Commerce. Now, this Secretary of the Department of Commerce holds purse strings to money. And this money are projects that have been funded here in Magnolia, for instance, the Business and Career Training Center and the Natural Resources Center here at SAU. So it's very important to know who this man is. I was able to talk to him about some projects going on in Southwest Arkansas. I took the opportunity to do that. And since this is a South Arkansas Women's Network function, I found out why I was chosen. There's 5 states in the Austin Regional Office, and I was one of 5, and when we got to dinner, we were all women. And when we were introduced to the secretary, he told the secretary that this is the new face of community and economic developers. In the past, when I've gone to conferences, I was one of a handful of women. Now, this last one I attended, was over half women. So I'm really proud to be one of those. I'd like to acknowledge our predecessors. You know them, Ernest Whitelaw, Marvin Fincher, and Terry Sherwood, and I have really big shoes to fill. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I am an advocate for Southwest Arkansas. Thank you to South Arkansas Women's Network for this great honor. And to paraphrase my daughter's 6th grade graduation speech, I'm looking forward to the new opportunities that face us.